Welcome back. This is AUB's Innovation Park with Virgin Radio Lebanon. My name is Arthur. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of Lemonade Fashion and the entrepreneur in residence of AUB's Innovation Park. The reason why we do this show every single week is because we want to help you turn your ideas into successful businesses. AUB is very committed to helping the entrepreneurial scene in Lebanon, because we believe that entrepreneurship is the cornerstone of the economy. Every single one of us has what it takes to become an entrepreneur. And when you become a successful entrepreneur in Lebanon, what happens is that you create a lot of new jobs in the country, you attract more money. So you're actually doing a service to your country. So your dreams matter, make sure to follow them. And platforms like AUB are here to actually support you to be able to do that. The reason why I'm very excited about this week's episode is because I have with me Sami Abu Saab. Sami was my first investor in Lemonade Fashion, and we went a long way together. He was one of the main reasons why the company succeeded. Because of him, we went to San Francisco, raised capital from San Francisco as well, and we've stayed friends, and he's always here to support us and mentor us along the way. So Sami used to be the CEO of Speed Lebanon, which was the first accelerator in the country that did an amazing job. And today, Sami is the founder and the CEO, well, the co-founder of Zigzag VC, which is a very cool Web 2.5 next generation. So for all you kids who are into all this crazy stuff, Sami is the right person for you. So we're going to talk today about, his plans, what is he up to, how do people succeed in Lebanon and across the world, because he's now based in London as well. So make sure to tune in after these songs. The show is brought to you by the Talal al-Madiha Zein AUB Innovation Park. This is AUB's Innovation Park. My name is Arthur. We have such an amazing show today. I have Sami Abu Saab with me in the studio. Sami is the ex-CEO of Speed in Lebanon. He's the co-founder of Zigzag VC. He's Lemonade's first investor, which is so cool. I keep on saying it. So Sami, welcome to the show. Tell us about yourself.
Thanks a lot for the kind words and all the kind of background. I'm excited to be here today as well. Background, I used to be product manager at Microsoft. Then I came back to Lebanon to launch the first technology startup accelerator in the country. That was called Speed. And in 5 years, we invested in 42 startups, made 4 exits. Some guys like you are super successful these days and keep going. So we're very happy with the results. But unfortunately, the country went through some turmoil, but we survived. And today, I'm kind of trying to take all the learnings and all the things that we've done to help even more entrepreneurs and more startups. So what I'm doing today is to help even earlier stage, idea stage entrepreneurs who have just an idea in their mind to come and to help them build that, whether they're in Lebanon or anywhere else in the world. But definitely, my support to Lebanon is always infinite and without any constraints. So that's always something I love to do, especially AUB. That's my alma mater at the end of the day.
That is awesome. So yeah, Sami, what's your favorite song?
I love Coldplay. I think their concerts are amazing. And if I were to pick one, I think there is one about home. And I think that whenever we hear that song, it kind of reminds us of home, especially when we're living away.
That's awesome. I have this stupid joke in my brain that just came. It's like, if Coldplay created a song called Hot, then it would be Hot, Cold, Play, which is like Hot and Cold by Katy Perry. Just saying, Lara. Don't judge me. Back on Virgin Radio today, we have Sami Abu Saab in the studio. Sami is the co-founder and the CEO of Zigzag VC. And Sami, you have years, more than 10 years of experience working with startups. So what is Zigzag VC now? What do you guys do at Zigzag?
So yeah, I think it's very tough for anyone to think of how to start their business. Mind you, if they're starting this alone, they don't have kind of the right support, the right community, and the right experts around them. So Zigzag is all about that. We're trying to be the co-founder for every entrepreneur out there who wants to start something, but they don't know where and how to start. And we're trying to help them de-risk that journey. This is I think you know this very well. There are a lot of ups and downs, good moments, bad moments, burnout, you name it. And can take a toll on people's mental health. So what we're trying to do here is to be their companion, their also systematic co-founder who brings all the support they need so that as they build their stuff and move forward, they have all the kind of money, investors, network, community, and expertise to build whatever they're inspired to build. So
yeah, and you're a super connector, right? Because you know so many people. You're always traveling. You've been in the ecosystem for a long time. I mean, everyone knows you from San Francisco all the way to Europe, to London, to to the Middle East. You're quite famous.
I think I got that reputation, which is not a bad thing. I don't know how it started, but I remember actually speaking of superconnector, when I did my MBA, there was a class about entrepreneurship, and then they were telling us about in Silicon Valley about the network effect and how people get to know each other and meet. And there is a story that stuck in my head, and I think I took it too much at heart that it became my reputation that I'm a superconnector. Is that whenever you do an intro to someone, make sure it's a win-win and both people are getting value out of it. And that's something I think I took too much at heart, that it became my reputation, and that today, every time I meet someone and I see what they're doing, directly there is a light bulb in my head, oh, you should meet that person or that person, and then I go for it.
That's awesome. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of Lemonade Fashion and the entrepreneur in residence of AUB's Innovation Park. I have with me today Sami Saad. Sami was the first investor in Lemonade, and today he is actually running Zigzag.vc. We were talking about how famous you are and how you connect people and how you actually help everyone win, right? Because it's a win-win at the end. But I remember when you started at Zigzag, you guys were really focused on Web3. Is that still your main focus today?
So yeah, I think, like, just to put things in perspective, there are a couple of things we really have strong biases for, and these have been AI, Web3, and one day I hope quantum computing. I think that's too early.
What about nanobots?
I'm sorry?
What about nanobots?
I'm not a huge fan in some areas, let's say. They could be a bit invasive, let's call it.
Yeah. Because I do have an idea with nanobots.
Okay, which is?
No, you know it, Anal Dam, the one we won the competition for.
Yes, I know that's going to air, but we'll see. So going back to kind of our biases and kind of what we like to have. So Web3 is still a growing area, and there are tons of things happening there, from, I don't know, you name it, cryptocurrencies to NFTs and other things. But this was never our focus. I think people don't always see that blockchain is kind of an infrastructure play at first, and then there are applications on top of that. They ran too fast to the applications, but I think they forgot to build the infrastructure. And I think there is a huge opportunity there to kind of double down on infrastructure and tools in Web3. And these are things to enable anyone who wants to develop something on top of it, for it not to be a Web 2.5, but to be a full Web3. Because today, these applications, you have to go through Web 2 one way or another to get to Web 3, so you're actually compromising in many cases on the security and the advantages that the blockchain technology offers. So that's kind of the focus I love the most. Now the other things, I think we can discuss them further.
Well, I would actually love to discuss AI with you, but let's do that after these songs. We're going to listen to some Taylor Swift, and then we'll be back. So on this thing, we're actually going to talk a lot about AI. And Sami, you're a big fan of AI, and Zigzag actually built your own AI as well, right? And it's a very cool one.
So, also taking a step back, so I used to work for Microsoft. At some point, I read the book of Satya Nadella when he became CEO, and it's called Hit Refresh. And I did mention quantum computing earlier on, but he did really mention three things in 2017. He mentioned that the future of technology is going to be focused on AI, quantum computing, and mixed reality. Now, to pick up the AI angle, there have been stuff going on for a very long time now, maybe more than 20 years, and supporting entrepreneurs, helping them build their business and do all the kind of things they want to do. The problem, though, these models are becoming old and obsolete. So there was a need to do something different. And that thing that's different is, as I said before, we want to be systematically the co-founder of any entrepreneur out there who wants to start things. And to do things systematically and at scale, and given it's a very early stage and you need to do this with tons of people, you need some way to automate stuff, to do things more in a more efficient way, in a much more advanced way.
So basically, you're helping new generation entrepreneurs create new generation technologies for the new generation that is upcoming. So you're basically building a better world with people that want to become entrepreneurs.
Technically, yes. If I were to give it another flavor, I would say we're just making sure you're not wasting your time on things that can be done in minutes instead of weeks or months, because this is kind of going to give you a leapfrog, a kind of a head start on others, and that gets you also...
So you give them an advantage.
An advantage, and you want to start where you should start, not like yesterday. You want to start like today and keep going till tomorrow.
That's very true. This is Innovation Park with Virgin Radio. My name's Arthur. We have Sami Abou with us, who is the co-founder of Zigzag with more than 10 years of experience in entrepreneurship. He started his career at Microsoft, co-founded Speed, and now is leading a global VC with amazing entrepreneurs, and they're innovating everything from technology to different trends. So Sami, what is an advice that you have to young entrepreneurs or people who want to become entrepreneurs but they're not there yet?
Well, there are a bunch of things. I'll try to keep it simple though. So if you're starting a new business, first things first, be aware it's not an easy journey. I think that's number one. So be ready to know what you're signing up for. It's not like you walk in the park. It's not something that ends in 6 months or a year. The exits you've seen out there are exits of people who've spent 12, 15 years building that until they exited. And they might have also failed in a couple of other businesses that you've never heard of. So that bias of information we have in Silicon Valley about successful people does not always mean that everyone who started a business was successful. That said, also starting a business, you need to find your market, your gap, and kind of industry expertise. And if you were to look at things that entrepreneurs do, most of the times they like an idea because they face a problem and they don't validate that problem exists really for a bunch of people other than themselves. And they end up building something that looks cool and great, but maybe no one wants it or no one wants to pay for it. So what I would say for any early stage entrepreneur is validate that there is a real problem you're solving for before you build anything. The problem is the 95% of the work, 5% is building the solution for it.
So it's actually cool because it's the opposite of what we learn, right? Because in real life or in traditional life, people tell you avoid big problems. In entrepreneurship, we're like, you know what, go and find the biggest problem possible, because the bigger the problem, the bigger the solution.
100%.
Amazing. Laura, can we listen to some, I feel like we haven't listened to Taylor Swift in so long. I mean, Katy Perry.
How about we do Ariana Grande's Problem?
Oh yeah, we can do Ariana Grande. I love her bunny outfit. Have you seen her bunny outfit? This is Innovation Park with Virgin Radio. Sami, so Zigzag is actually trying to be the co-founder of all the new generation of entrepreneurs. What is a co-founder?
Well, I love this question, and I'm happy you asked it, actually. So people, when they start their business, they think that, okay, I need to build this. They have the vision, the idea, and then, okay, let me get a co-founder that does a particular function. That's not a co-founder. That's everything but a co-founder. A founder or a co-founder is someone who first is able to take different functions, different roles, who's able to do sometimes business, sometimes technical, sometimes sales, sometimes strategy, sometimes fundraising, who can wear multiple hats and still keep going. And that kind of ability to do all these kind of things is not something that everyone can offer and everyone can bring to the table. The problem, though, when you're starting a business, you're very vulnerable. You're very in need of support, and you want to go fundraise. And to convince your investors, sometimes you pick up wrong co-founders, and you think they're co-founders, and they're not. They're just people executing on certain functions, and they should never be your co-founder. Not only that, a co-founder is someone who's willing to always put the business ahead of everything else, including their own personal interest. And that's a very difficult one.
As co-founders, it's as if you're married and your child is a startup. So you have to do everything in your power to work together to raise the healthiest business possible.
100%. Not only that, remember that 50% of marriages end up in divorce. So how about when you're founding a new business, how difficult it is to find that co-founder will go with you a long way. And that's where I think we're trying at Zigzag to be that co-founder for you until you are really ready to hire the right person on board and continue.
Your slogan should be, I do.
Yeah, it can be.
So Sami, how do people connect with you?
So zigzag.vc is the website. My email is Sami, S-A-M-I, @zigzag.vc. And feel free to reach out with anything you need over LinkedIn, over WhatsApp.
Which is Sami Abou.
The LinkedIn is Sami Abou Saad. I don't think there are many of me on LinkedIn.
Amazing. Sami, S-A-M-I, Abou, A-B-O-U, Saab, S-A-A-B.
100%.
Which is not very Saab. Ha ha ha.
Fine, if you want to.
This was AUB's Innovation Park. My name is Arthur. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of Lemonade Fashion. Today we had with us Sami Abou, who is the co-founder of Zigzag.vc, which is this global venture capital firm that partners up with the most amazing entrepreneurs, becomes your co-founder, and helps you take your idea into a global successful business. The reason why we're doing the show every single week is because we believe that entrepreneurship plays a huge role in the economy, and if you succeed, the country succeeds with you. So if you have dreams, if you have ideas, don't chicken out, actually follow them, go for them, and go to AUB's website. It's aub.edu.lb/iPark, because our program will actually support you on your journey to success. We offer funding, we offer support, we offer a lot of amazing courses as well. All of the details can be actually found on the website. The show is brought to you by the Talal Al-Madiha Zein AUB Innovation Park. Make sure to tune in every single week, because we're going to keep on introducing you to the most amazing CEOs, founders, investors, entrepreneurs, and innovators that we can find.
Make sure to tune in this Friday on Virgin Radio Lebanon. We're going to be on from 1 to 3 p.m. and Virgin Radio Stars from 3 to 5 p.m. The show is brought to you by the Talal Al-Madiha Zein AUB Innovation Park. My name is Arthur. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of Lemonade Fashion. This week was very special to me because my guest, Sami Abou was actually the first investor in Lemonade Fashion through Speed, which he was the CEO of. Today, he's the CEO of Zigzag.vc, and they're doing amazing things. Sami was a mentor, and he helped me grow the company a lot. So actually connect with Sami as much as you can. You can find him on LinkedIn. You can find him on Instagram. Start building your network, and people like Sami are actual gems in the startup community. So I'm very happy that we did this. Make sure to tune in every week, and for the full episode, either go to Virgin, or I think we're also going to have this on YouTube as well. So I'll put the link in bio in case it was out. Make sure to tune in.